rain falling from a cloud, a guest arriving at your door, a moon moving through its phases, and the Qur'an being placed into the heart of the Prophet. What do these have in common? In Arabic, all four of these are described with the exact same three letters, na, za, la. This root shows up 293 times in the Quran in 12 different words, which makes it one of the most important roots that you need to learn to understand the Quran. Its central meaning is simple, something moving from up to down. So it means to descend, to come down, or to send down. But here is what makes it interesting. This one idea, descend, gets stretched across some of the biggest themes in the Quran. So today we are going to trace this root through 5 verbs and 7 nouns. And by the end you are going to see this root everywhere in the Quran and you will be able to understand what does it mean. Let's start with the verbs, because Arabic grammar actually tells a story here. Watch how the intensity of the action changes as the form changes. The root in its simplest form is nazala. Nazala. Nazala means to descend or to come down. No emphasis, no repetition, just simply going down. This verb was mentioned 6 times in the Quran. For example, in Surah Saba, Allah says, يَعْلَمُ مَا يَلِجُ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَمَا يَخْرُجُ مِنْهَا وَمَا يَنزِلُ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ وَمَا يَعْرُجُ فِيهَا. The word here is يَنزِلُ, which means to descend. Allah says that He knows whatever goes in the earth and whatever comes out of it, and whatever descend from the sky. Before we look at the next 2 verbs, we need to understand a brilliant rule in Arabic grammar. Verbs have different forms, from form 1 to form 10. Today we are going to highlight the difference between form 1 and form 2 and 4. Form 1 is what we call an intransitive verb, meaning the action just happens, while forms 2 and 4 are often called causative forms, because they cause the action of form 1 verb to happen. An example for form 1 verb is nazala. Nazala simply means to descend, while an example for form 2 and 4 will be nazzala and anzala, which means to cause something to descend or to send something down. To get a better idea, let's look at some examples. A form 1 verb will be akala. Akala means he ate. To change that to a causative form, it will be he fed, because feeding is basically making someone else eat, and that is the meaning of form 2 and 4. Another example is dhakara. Dhakara means he remembered. A form 2 verb from the same root will be dhakkara. Dhakkara means to cause or to make someone remember. So dhakkara means he reminded. One more example, kharaja means to go out or to leave. A form 4 verb from the same root will be akhraja. If form 1 is simply to go out, then form 4 should be to make someone or to make something go out, which means to take out, for example. In the very famous hadith, when the Prophet saw Jibreel for the first time and Khadija took him to the priest Waraqa ibn Nawfal, in the hadith, Waraqa said to the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, "Laytani akunu hayyan idh yukhrijuka qawmuka." I hope I am still alive when your people take you out, meaning to kick you out of Mecca. So the Prophet was surprised and he said, "Awa mukhrijiyahum, are they going to take me out?" Back to the verbs. The second verb we have is nazzala. Nazzala. In Arabic grammar, doubling that middle letter adds intensity, repetition, and layers. Nazzala is a form 2 verb which means to send down. Often it means to send down gradually, piece by piece, over time. And that's why this verb, nazzala, was used to describe the revelation of the Qur'an, because it was revealed over 23 years gradually. In Surah Al-Zumar, Allah says, الله نزل أحسن الحديث كتابا متشابها مثاني. Allah has revealed or sent down gradually أحسن الحديث كتابا, the best message of a book, which means the Qur'an. The next word is the most repeated from this root, appearing 183 times in the Qur'an. أنزل. أنزل. أنزل means to send down or to bring down. Unlike the gradual pace of form 2, نزل, أنزل usually referred to entire descent or sending something down all at once. This verb also is causative. It's not descending on its own, but it's being sent down by someone or something. Like a sudden heavy downpour of rain. In Surah Al-Ra'd, Allah says, أنزل من السماء ماء فسالت أودية بقدرها فاحتمل السيل زبدا رابيا. So here Allah said that He sent down أنزل من السماء from the sky ماء, which means water, or in here it means rain. The next word is تنزل. تنزل. تنزل is a form 5 verb. Form 5 verbs are reflexive, which we will cover in another lesson. But today we will learn that تنزل is acting as a mirror for form 2 verb, in the sense of they both have the idea of gradually descending and repeatedly descending. It's not just coming down, it's cascading down continuously. In Surah فصلت, Allah says, إن الذين قالوا ربنا الله ثم استقاموا تتنزل عليهم الملائكة ألا تخافوا ولا تحزنوا. Here the Quran says that the angels تتنزل is keep descending on those who believe in Allah and remained on a right course, to assure them not to be afraid and not to grieve. Now let's move from verbs to nouns. This root has some of the most beautifully specific nouns in the whole Quran. The first noun is manazil. Manazil. Manazil means phases or stations or positions. It was mentioned 2 times in the Quran, and it was describing the phases of the moon. As the moon travels across the night sky, it descends into a different orbit or station every single night. In Surah Yasin, Allah says, وَالْقَمَرَ قَدَّرْنَاهُ مَنَازِلَ حَتَّى عَادَ كَالْعُرْجُونِ الْقَدِيمِ. The word manazil is describing the phases or the orbits of the moon. Then we have the word nuzul. Nuzul. Nuzul means hospitality. Think about a traveler riding for hours under the sun in the desert, and finally he descends from his camel at someone's tent. That moment of coming down and being received is called nuzul. In the modern language, it also can be used for hotels, and that's why the Quran used nuzul to describe the Jannah as a place that's welcoming the guests, the believers who will dwell in it. أما الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم جنات المأوى نزلا بما كانوا يعملون. So Allah here says that those who believed and did good will have the Jannah as their nuzul, as their honorable hospitality. Next word was mentioned 1 time only in the Quran. It's nazla. Nazla. And nazla means a single descent or a specific occasion of coming down. Next word is tanzil. Tanzil. Tanzil means revelation. Since the verb nazzala was used to describe the Quran, the noun tanzil also means the Quran itself. In Surah Al-Haqqa, Allah says, تنزيل من رب العالمين. Tanzilun, sending down, gradually, repeatedly, or basically revelation, or the Quran. Finally, let's look at the participles. The words describing the one doing the action or the thing and the one receiving the action. The first word is munazzil. Munazzil. Munazzil was mentioned one time only in the Quran. It's active participle, so it means the one who sends down. This word was used in Surah Al-Ma'idah when Allah said, قال الله إني منزلها عليكم. Here منزلها means sending it down. It was talking about Al-Ma'idah, or the dining table, that the followers of Isa asked him to make Allah send it. So Allah sent it down to them. The next word is a passive participle, which is munazzal. Munazzal. Munazzal means a thing or someone who was sent down or revealed. The next word is a plural form, munzilin. Munzilin. It's an active participle, so it means those who send down. The next word is a passive participle from the same word, but in the singular form, munzal. Munzal. So munzal is the thing that was sent down. In Surah Al-Mu'minun, Allah said, وَقُلْ رَبِّ أَنزِلْنِي مُنزَلًا مُبَارَكًا وَأَنْتَ خَيْرُ الْمُنزِلِينَ. The root nazala was mentioned 3 times here. The first one is the verb anzala, which means he sent down. It's in the imperative form because it's a dua. So anzilni means make me land or make me descend. Munzalan mubarakan. So that's the second time. Munzal, a place that you send down to or a place that you land to. وَأَنْتَ خَيْرُ الْمُنزِلِينَ. Al-Munzilin again is the word describing Allah. So here it's saying Allah is the best of the Munzilin, the best of those who send down. The whole ayah is a dua that Nuh is requesting from Allah to make him land in the best place after the flood. There you have it. 12 different ways the Quran takes the simple root nazala to describe everything from a drop of rain to the phases of the moon to the revelation of the Quran, all the way to welcoming in Jannah. Now, a question for you. Which of these 12 forms surprised you the most? Drop a comment below. If this lesson deepened your connection with the Quran, please hit the subscribe button. We still have 185 roots left to go. Please also like and share the video with your friends. And I will see you in the next root. Assalamu alaikum.